All right, so we've got Bernie back on camera,
Back on camera. We told him
battling
not to
for
move.
money against Andrew Teft's Esper Control.
Esper.
Esper Control.
Esper.
Esper.
Um, the other. We might have a split here, and the other two matches are.
All right, so it
All
sounds
right.
like we're playing it out.
Sounds like
so
we're
good.
playing it out. We've got motivation to play this one out.
So at the end of this, I don't know if the replay picks up back where it left off, but if you haven't seen that replay, it's a really good one.
Yeah, that replay's a heater.
Sick match. Splitting. Oh, they.
All right.
All right.
All right, so we're going to play a game. All right, they're going to play a game for the show.
Yeah, Bernie wants Skyline.
Skyline, if you're not from Cincinnati, is a local chili joint that is quite the institution here.
Quite the institution. Chat was actually talking about Skyline earlier.
Oh, good. I hope you guys enjoy it. What's your favorite Skyline order? Post in the chat. I'd be interested to find out.
You don't care.
I want the particulars too.
He doesn't even
Like,
care.
how do you take your conies?
No.
Do you like a 4-way bean or a 4-way onion? Do you know what I really want? And I've never asked for it, but I'm 100% sure they'd serve it. Is I want a 4-way bean, but I want them to put mustard on the spaghetti.
They'll do it. I know people that order it.
All right.
I can't fathom it being good.
Just like a drizzle. I don't want to,
Just a drizzle.
I don't want to be inundated with mustard.
How do you drizzle mustard onto something?
Well, you take that they have like the dipstick,
Yeah.
and you just you dip it, and then you just wave it over the spaghetti.
I don't know
I think
how viscous you think mustard is, but it's a little more viscous than that.
I always get confused. So if something's more viscous, it moves more or less?
Less.
I don't think mustard has that viscosity.
It's definitely thicker than you think it is here.
I think you can drizzle mustard.
I don't think you can drizzle mustard.
All right, well,
We're gonna test this later, and we'll let you guys know.
get Gordon Ramsay on the phone. I need somebody that's an authority on
The viscosity of mustard.
and whether or not things should be drizzled. All right. So Tefft had the turn one ancestral visions here, which I imagine, not an expert on the matchup, I imagine that's really important.
Yeah, I mean,
So as a control deck, you're probably going to go 1-for-1 with his threats.
ideally, if Bernie can land, like flip this Delver, and Andrew doesn't have an answer, that's a huge deal.
Right.
Then this Ancestral Visions might not matter in time.
All right, here's
Tasker
the
coming
Tasker of
down.
Andrew's own.
Yeah, Tasker's a hell of a card. Ancestral Visions is a hell of a card. Together,
I don't know.
not
I
a
think-
huge fan of those two cards together.
I think even being in a control deck, you still want to press on your opponent. That's the nature of the format right now.
Sure.
And so I don't mind having a Tasker, and I don't even mind casting it in this fashion.
No, Tasker's great. I'm saying casting Tasker and trying to play Ancestral Visions is a little bit greedy, but when it pays off big time.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see a big payoff here. He's got 3 lands and a Path to Exile, which
And
I
a
would just run out.
non-flipped Delver.
Nope. All right.
Not until this thing flips.
Really?
It's still not flipped.
I don't want to run it into a counterspell. I just can't imagine a worse situation than counting on this path to resolve and getting it counterspelled.
Sure. So, Path to Exile costs 1. And the actual spell, counterspell, not legal.
Okay. So what you're
Mental
saying
Misstep
you'll
is
just-
also not legal.
You'll just pay for this mana leak.
Yeah, if he wants to waste a mana leak, then sure, I'll pay for it.
Man, you mentioning mental misstep makes me wonder what would this format look like unbanning mental misstep.
a train wreck, an absolute train wreck.
You'd get to interact with all the decks.
You
like,
wouldn't get to interact with anything.
well, no, but like all the decks that are way too good, just get shut down, and then you have this like ebb and flow of mental misstep being played.
There's no ebb and flow. It's just everybody plays 4, and that's what
Everybody,
you got.
you just have to play it.
All right, so Andrew Tefft has refilled his hand.
He's full up, man. All right, here comes Thoughtseize. Nope. JK.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too psyched about playing this Thoughtseize.
All right, he's gonna take some damage here. Man, so Andrew's kind of getting into a life total range where like Bernie
Like Bolt
could,
Snap Bolt
yeah,
is
Bolt
like
Snap
very
Bolt,
aggressive.
like yeah, I mean it happened. Like Bolt Snap Bolt, end of turn. You know, and then attack like you gets you from 8 to 0 quick. All right. So he lets the mana leak resolve, even though he has. I see a counter squall in hand. Here's our flip Delver.
Yeah, I think he just didn't want to run into this Flip Delver.
Oh man, now he's really in range. Going to 7. Lets the Serum Visions go. Bernie's gonna scry 2. Or not.
He's just gonna Thought Scour. Did he miss the scry?
Am I right that Bernie just didn't scry there? Okay, he knew he was following with Thought Scour. And then following that with another creature.
Yeah, this Gerbang Angler is gonna be huge.
Alright, let's see if Bernie leaves the Bolt in the bin. Lightning Bolt Dispel.
That's interesting.
Those are 2 really awesome things for Snapcaster Mage to target. I think we're going to see a...
Supreme Verdict here.
Yep.
So Supreme Verdict, Flashback, Lingering Soul seems pretty strong.
Sure.
Going down to 6 does not seem particularly strong, but you gotta do what you gotta do here.
Right. Supreme Verdict. Alright.
Andrew's got to put some pressure on. Like, I understand respecting the, like, Lightning Bolt here, which you can definitely counter with his Counter Squall. That's fine. Like, you lose mana efficiency, but you're at 7, you're going to be at 6 life.
Yeah, I mean... Gosh, a young Pyromancer would just be real bad.
All kinds of things would just be bad. Like, you have to pressure this life total.
Alright, here's a Tassiger. Leaving nothing behind. He's just going to want to activate it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So Bernie lets him know that that last card is not Lightning Bolt. Or Snapcaster Mage, I'm sorry.
Andrew's just content getting shocks here. Like, I'm surprised he's not getting more basics.
Right?
To be able to, like, cast things on curve, but, you know, whatever floats your boat.
Alright. Uncertain about this path. Alright, we're going to suspend the Serum Visions. And here comes Lingering Souls back. Which I think Bernie's going to be okay with.
Oh, man. You got to path it right here. This is such a big deal. Yeah, he whiffs on the Tassiger.
Sure, misses on Tassiger. It's a little unlucky. Path's going to let him get this island into play.
That's the risk you run by exiling your entire graveyard.
Sure. But he couldn't have made the sequence without it.
Of course.
Man, another land. I don't know what this off to the side card is.
I
Oh, there we
just
go.
was scooting his deck
Yeah,
over,
just-
and
Just missed one. Just left one behind.
now we get the Scry 2, land on bottom.
Man. There's
Another
one.
Serum Visions, draws another Serum Visions. Scry 2, land Collective Brutality, I think that is.
So if you put Collective Brutality on top and land on the bottom, you get the Serum Visions again, cast the Collective Brutality, discarding this fetch land that's no longer useful. There we go. I think Collective Brutality could be a nice one here. Gets
Sure.
2 damage in, lets him discard a card. Alright, counter Squall. Bernie goes to 14. But this opens up your lightning bolt.
He's seen enough.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think he's just anxious to leave and eat.
Yeah,
But he was in a bad situation. Andrew definitely had control of that game.
right.
Spirits, he had cards in hand. He had Ancestral Visions that was going to go off in a couple turns.
Sure.
And against Bernie, he's like no cards in hand at that point.
Alright. So that's how you see Bernie win. Played Grixis Delver 2 rounds in a row. Unfortunately, we couldn't see him put up a win.
Absolutely not.
But we'll come back next week with more Modern. Oh, he knew his draw step. Okay. We're gonna come back next week on Tuesday with Modern, but tomorrow we got this new standard environment that just kind of got reshaped a little bit with the Invitational and the Grand Prix.
Yeah, I don't know if tomorrow's standard will be reshaped. I think people are kind of set in their ways. Like, it's late in the season, and people kind of
Sure,
have their
yeah,
decks, and
yeah.
they're not trying to get something new until the next set comes out. So,
Well, it won't matter if we don't have any reshapers out there, but we'll still come broadcast it.
we'll be here. We'll have some sweet standard for you, and